Good morning. Welcome to Banter with Richie B Live.
Near these huts.
Yep.
There's something going on here.
Behind us after. The trees were fucking moving everywhere. Yeah, bro. Goosebumps.
Maddox, you were with me. We looked this way. It was not like this.
Welcome to Banter with Richie B. Yo, what's up, everybody? Oh, yeah, that's right. He's back. Yeah, we've seen him for a while. Oh, I'm live. Look at that. Say hi, Wojo.
Hi, Wojo.
Yo, what's up, everybody? What's happening? Welcome to Banter with Richie B Live. What's up? Hey, listen, complete buckery with technology all of a sudden. I don't know what it is. It could be because we got Ghost Girl backstage messing with things. I don't know. All that vibe, you know what I mean? Something's going on. Something's going on. Wojo's having trouble with his phone, and I'm trying to upload the new commercial that we are going to premiere tonight on this show right now. Oh, let's see. Oh, I don't know. I don't know if he wants to. Oh, I don't know if Wojo's in or not. Should we check and say hi with Wojo? Hang on. Or should I just keep talking without him for a little while? Let's let him think that he's still broken. Shh, don't tell him. He's not in a good mood. Let's see. Wojo!
Yo, what's happening, everybody? Hey, I'm back. I'm on, and we are home with the boom. Oh, my God, I want to punch something out.
Yeah!
Hey.
Yeah, no, Ronald. It has nothing to do with that. Thank you, sir. That's very nice of you. We're not boomers. Boomers the generation before you, buddy. It's before us, bud. We're not boomers, okay? We're not even boomer kids. So shut up. Good. Let's say hello to everybody except Ron and get this show started because we got a kick-ass show tonight. An absolute insane show. I will go over everything that's going to take place tonight after we say hello to everybody except Ron. Did I emphasize that enough?
Absolutely, my friend.
Thank you. Yeah, a little quiet.
Wow. We got a lot of people like popping in.
I don't know. Are they? I don't really see a lot of people.
I got Ron, Cass, Damien,
Yeah,
Gene, Tewksbury.
A lot more. I'm telling you. Something's wrong. Something is going on today. We did do a live today that had over 2,000 people viewing, by the way. If you missed that, then, well, that's just on you. All right. And we actually have a video from the game camera tonight we're going to share with you guys. We're going to analyze it together. So if you are not on this show tonight, boo-hoo you. You've made a mistake. What the hell just happened?
And, of course, Big Daddy Andy. Hey, buddy.
I'm going to say hi. Chill out, man. What are you, the boss now?
Oh, no, we covered everybody because this is like a weird day.
Dude, what a wacky day. All right, so as I say, hello, Big Andy. Welcome to the show. How's that? Did I do good? Co-host, did I do good?
You're late.
Dude. and as soon as he did it, you knew what was going to happen because this guy was going to jump right on you.
Oh, yeah. Rock and Ron.
I took care of it.
I took care of it.
Yep.
Oh, boy.
Bye. Let's see. Damien's here. What's up, Damien?
Damien. What's going on, my friend?
From Scotland.
My bud.
Scotland, boy.
Scotland.
The one, the only Gene Tewksbury.
JT in the hizzy.
Wow. That was quick. JT in the hizzy, huh?
Yeah, she's been busy. A lot of bobcat sightings everywhere.
Yeah, well, listen,
they knew a good month.
They knew she was around, and they knew they knew as soon as she came on the show, they knew what was up. They're like, "Oh, she's on the BanterWithRichieB show. We all ought to show our faces and put her to work." You know what I mean?
Yep.
Our boy Martin's here, all the way from New Hampshire.
Marty, what's going on, brother?
I
Good
do
to see
from
you.
New Hampshire. How you doing?
From New Hampshire.
All the way from Texas. D Hoot is in the house. Hello, D Hoot.
Oh, there she is, the one and only, the Texas Twister herself.
So listen, a couple things I got to get to because I've been being responsible and writing things down I'm supposed to say on my show. It's a new Richie B. Is this amazing? Aren't you proud of me?
I'm shocked.
Yeah, well, that too. But anyways, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to explain tonight's show to you, okay? Myself, the Wojo, Ghost Girl / Brandy, and the Vogel brothers, Tim and Eric, came down from Western Mass, and they went into our research area with us. Eric's second time, Tim's first time. And I'm going to tell you, man, it was a feel-good, epic type episode, right? Like, I don't know. It just felt good, man. It was all, the vibes were just amazing. You know what I mean? Like, I came out of there, like, fired up, right? I think we all did. Everybody. We came back to the house. We had pizza and coffee. D-Hoot, I do not know. I'd have to look at the analytics. That's an interesting question. You did take a lot of people out of there, I'll tell you that.
There was a lot of yelling in the woods.
Yeah, D-Hoot, yeah, I was a little pissed about that one comment. I didn't really like that at all. All right, so Eric, I see you. Tim, I see you. Everybody sit tight. We have the crew from that investigation here tonight because it was such a top-notch investigation that I felt that we had to put something together as fresh and possible as fast as we could in order to have the conversation about what took place. And just kind of go over what research should be, right? And how you should research. And it's not that we're writing the book on it. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that we got along. We had different views. We treated each other with respect. We had great conversation, great dialogue, even, debate, respectfully debated things. It was awesome. We had the devil's advocate, back and forth. It led to so many more things and only validates my theory on that, okay? It was awesome. So, but first, I want to mention the new Richie B. That's right, Jim. Dark Realm TV, baby. We are worldwide on Dark Realm TV, which means you are right now, too, by the way. You are on every Roku television all over the world, every Amazon Fire Stick all over the world. Everywhere. That's it. It's just that simple. Because Dark Realm TV is where Wojo's frozen.
Where fear lives.
He is not.
Yeah. Fear.
You got to check out Dark Realm TV, everybody. And stay tuned, by the way. We have the world premiere of our very new commercial. We're going to advertise with a commercial. I wanted a commercial. I said something to our amazingly talented Miss Sam from Sam's Pretty Paranormal, our producer, okay, who now is flying to Las Vegas to get her diploma for doing what she loves, and that's creation, digital creation. So we want to congratulate her and send our love and our very best and safe travels, please. She made a commercial. I said something. I wanted a commercial, Sam. What do you think about that? Oh, I'm on it. Check it out. Just amazing. Just talent. The talent is crazy with her.
What you all think about it? By the way, I'm going to go on the craps table.
Oh, was that supposed to be Sam? That was a horrible Sam impression.
Horrible.
It was so bad. It was so bad. There was no Southern draw, nothing. You just whatever that.
Oh, I butchered that. Sam, sorry. I know you're up there flying. Sorry.
Yep. Ron likes to come on my show and ridicule me and insult me the whole time. That's what Ron gets his favorite pizza, right? He hides from his hurricanes, and he gets on BanterWithRichieB to shit on me. That's what he does. Thank you. Love you. Gene Tewksbury says, can't wait to hear what you guys found and did in the research. I got a couple things sitting right over here that we found. That's all I'm going to say about that right now. So
we got a lot going on.
Big shout out to Sam from Sam's Pretty Paranormal. You're right, D. Who? Congratulations, man. Much love. Never enough love for her. But right now, I want to play something for my buddy who owns a local tap room. And I thought it was cool and fitting for our show, obviously. And it's got no sound because the monetization thing, he has a song that plays with it. I didn't add any to it. I could probably play music while it plays, but I'm not going to get weird on you. So it's called, here we go. This is called 42nd Brew Company, Kingston, Massachusetts. Now watch, here it comes. Wait for it. Oh, yeah. Who's that guy? Locals drink like a local. Locals Light from 42nd Brew Company. Coming soon, merch store. Pretty
Cool.
good, right? There you go.
Very cool.
Check it out. I believe it's it says 77 Summer Street is where it's located in Kingston. So make sure you go over there and check that out if you're in the local area, please. You tell a Banter with Richie B sent you. It won't get you anything. It'll probably cost you more for a beer, but still, just say it. Oh, where are we? There we are. So we got all that done, right? How about we bring up our guests and we talk about Sam's commercial, right? Because we're going to talk about the Charm and Fair Farm, right? Charm and Fair Farm is June 21st and 22nd in New Hampshire. I'm the MC of that. You're with me. You're the co-host. Yep. So you're the MC squared. How's that? Pretty good, right? You like that? You see how I did that?
Ron, get on him.
He knows I love him. Don't let him fully stop it. We broke up years ago alone. And the other thing is, you got to remember too, we got a merch store out there with actual BanterWithRichieB quotes now. And they're pretty cool shirts, which I haven't seen in the QR section. I have to go into the store to see. We have to upload them in the Restream, I guess, and put them in here so we can see them. So we'll do that for next week. But right now, if let's see, let me throw this up for a minute. That's the merch store QR code, please. Feel free to check out the shirts. We got kids shirts. We got collectible stickers. We got the Wojo Says Boom zip up. And now we have the Richie B Bigfoot that says, "That's right, you're back to you, Bob."
That's my favorite.
That was a gift from the Wojo and Miss Jessica. Jessica's doing very well. And not only that, I want you guys to watch coming in May. My amazing fiance, I like saying it like that, Miss Jessica. She is opening her own online store. So I'm going to announce it now, but you'll see the premiere of it on the 24th, which is on Jack's birthday. I mean, 24th. That's not true. The 24th of this month. I forgot what month I was in. It's April, right? Yeah, it's April. So coming this week, you'll see there's a store coming out. It's dedicated to Jack. And I'm going to probably let her tell you more about that, but just keep an eye out for that. It's all about infant death and different things like that and how to deal with it. And, it's therapeutic for her to do. And she sits down and she makes amazing designs and puts them on the, and her daughter KK jumps in and helps out too. And it's just a great form of therapy, just sitting there creating. So keep an eye out for that. We'll announce that as we go forward. Let's bring up our guests. Ladies first. Let's see. Ladies first.
I knew it. Hey, girlfriend. Hey. Got him.
I got him good. Tim knows that one. That's why I didn't try it on Tim. Ghost Girl!
Hey guys, how you doing?
Now entering the ring, hailing from Allen area-ish, somewhere-ish, parts unknown-ish. Ghost Girl! Ghost Girl! Don't they say it twice like that?
Welcome on the show.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Let's get ready to rumble! Something like that.
Oh!
Michael, thank you for being here. We're going to bring up the Vogels because I got to tell you, man, that investigation we had was insane. And it was so fun. And the chemistry between us all was just it was magic. I just was on a high for days. And I still kind of am. So let's bring up the Vogels here. Let's see. Let's bring up Tim. Hey, Tim Vogel. Why does he say Tim and Eric on your thing? You changed your name to Tim and Eric?
Hey, if that's what it is, that's what it is.
Okay.
I could go something else tomorrow. You just got to roll with it.
Oh, I guess you do. Okay. Okay. You got Tim. That's right, everybody. Tim and Eric with just Tim, and now
Just Tim.
Eric. Here she is, Mr. America.
Hey, girl. Hey.
Yeah, right. Sure. Yeah. Okay.
Come on now. We love you. Stop it. Let's see what we got. Welcome, everybody, to Banter with Richie B. It's good to have all of you. I'm very excited to have this conversation because we had an amazing investigation, and we're going to get into it further, but we're going to play Sam's commercial first. I want you guys to see it. It's going to premiere right here worldwide, baby. And
Cool.
I just think it's such an awesome commercial. And then we're going to talk about that awesome investigation. So without any further ado, everybody just sit tight. Let's see. I'm going to bring up the commercial. Let's see, make sure it's on the right. I want to make sure it's at the beginning. The commercial for Banter with Richie B.
Good morning. Welcome to Banter with Richie B Live.
Somewhere beyond the beaten path, beyond the whispers in the woods and the stories around the fire, lurks one of the greatest mysteries of our time, Bigfoot. For decades, legends have echoed through the forests, footprints left behind, sightings that defy logic, and questions that demand answers. But this isn't just folklore. This is a call to investigate, to explore, and to uncover the truth. Banter with Richie B isn't just another show. It's a community, a movement, a hub for genuine research, real conversations, and boots-on-the-ground discovery. Every episode dives deep into evidence, expert interviews, field investigations, and the drive to seek what others say is impossible. If you believe in asking questions, if you're ready to get your boots dirty, and if you think the unknown deserves more than just a passing glance, then follow Banter with Richie B. Stay informed, stay sharp, and maybe, just maybe, be the one who finds the truth hiding in the trees.
I love you, baby Jack. I want you guys to keep climbing. I love you, Mama. Vogel's gonna get us out of here because that's what he does.
That's right. Nice meeting you all. Thank you for being on air. And yes, we are all of the phone. Let's go.
Woohoo, baby! Dude, is that
Yeah, that's pretty
kick-ass?
cool.
Is that
Yeah,
kick-ass?
that's pretty
Yeah,
good.
that's all right. It's pretty
Nice.
cool.
Wow.
Good work.
Dude, she 100% nailed it. Like, just
Yeah, that
nailed
was
it.
good.
Like, just a vision. And we even had a meeting after she was done with her first like rendition of it. And then like we just had a conversation. It wasn't like, oh, you need to add this. We were just talking. And Wojo kind of was like, oh, what if we did this? And we're just two yahoos saying shit we don't even know is possible. So we're just like, you know what I mean? And Sam's like, oh yeah, I could do that. Oh, that's a great idea. Oh yeah. 20 minutes later, it's done. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh my God, she did it. She really did it. And then to see it, it was like, oh my God, that's exactly what we envisioned. It was like,
Of course she did it. She's
What-
amazing.
she's an amazing talent.
That's right.
And she's so dedicated and loyal and part of the family. And it's just like, you know, we all get off like the restream together after a meeting. We're like, love you, man. Have a good night. Love you too. All right, later. You know what I mean? It's just like such a good vibe, man. It's just such a good vibe. And that's and that kind of helps me kind of slide right into the investigation, because that's what we had the day in the woods, was that good vibe, right, guys? Like, right, Brandy? Like the vibe.
Oh my God. It was intense. It was
It's-
so intense out there.
And Brandy, you're the one I kind of want to start with, because we're all kind of old veterans at this, right? Especially those two on the bottom. Holy shit.
Hey guys.
Yeah, those guys were those guys were researching dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A Bigfoot saurus back then. No, but it was. I mean, from your point of view, let's just get right into it. And I got some visual stuff that I didn't bust out all the pictures and upload the pictures, but I have those two lovely things sitting right over there drying, gentlemen. What we talked about.
Still wet?
It's not going to be no, completely. I could probably dust them off. I'm just afraid to because the Vogel said, "Don't you touch her, I'll kill you." You know what I mean?
Those are great.
Yeah, you can check them now. You can check them, see if they're drying yet.
Oh, they're pretty
Just
dry.
take your time with them. That's all. Brush them off.
Yeah.
In a few minutes, I'm gonna pull them out and kind of show everybody what we found in the woods, and then we have that. Then we have that footage from our camera, our game camera from 2 nights ago, and I've looked
It's intense. That was intense.
I've looked at it over 100 times in different variations and different saturations and different contrasts and different filters and all these different things. And I'm wow. You'll see what I mean in a minute.
Yeah, that's definitely
interesting.
Pay attention to the right-hand corner.
We will. Well, we'll get to that video. Slow down now. Let's get to the rookie. Now, Brandy, am I safe in saying that was your? Well, you went out with Wojo and I 2 days prior.
Yeah.
And helped us set up the gifting chair again after it was you found your snowballs was the second time because you put your snowballs the first time, right?
Yes. Yeah. The snowballs were the first time because I wanted to try a little experiment to see if the marshmallow would help us out a little bit.
Right.
Like fingerprints and stuff.
Right.
And who doesn't like snowballs?
I love them all. I mean, that's why I'm on a diet pill. Anyways, that's beside the point. So my question to you is, when you first go out there and you've done paranormal investigations, right?
Yeah.
Right. And that's kind of your thing because you ghost girl. So when you go out into the woods like this and particularly in the research area that we're in, how do you feel when you get out there? Like, are you looking around? Are you listening? Are you doing both? Like, what are you trying to take in? You know what I mean?
Well, the first thing going out, having this be like my first investigation, like squatching, I had to shut off like the paranormal, the ghost side, because just being on those grounds, it was like being bombarded by Native American spirits, extraterrestrial stuff. There's tons on this land, but walking into it, the second I would say I stepped out of the vehicle, it was like intense. It was very welcoming too for me. I could feel it right off the bat. And the second we were walking in, just like 2 minutes to the left, there was my first experience where it went completely calm. And all I could say was that I saw the trees. It was like something was excited that we were there and like rushed past us and just bent the trees in and nothing else moved. And you could just feel it and see it. And that was a way to start. I was like, oh my God. But the feeling in there is incredible. It's heavy too. It's very heavy. For someone like me that's extremely sensitive. Yeah.
Yeah, and I, it's funny because I get that sometime, and Wojo and I obviously been doing research together by ourselves most of the time, and I'll be like, oh, my chest is heavy. Like I could feel the different energies in there on the different days, and I get that, so people that aren't sensitives are not used to that conversation. It sounds strange or weird or whatever the case might be, but you really have to live it to understand it in a sense and or believe us that that's what we feel because it's hot. You can't really. I can't take it and throw it at you and let you wear it. You know what I mean? But when you do wear it, it's real. It's palatable, as they say, right? I guess is a good term for it,
Listen, all I have to say is I ain't gonna lie. When I went in, because I've never done any Bigfoot research, I had like, we all have like that little bit of like hesitant, like, is this real? But the second I stepped on the ground and I had that experience in the 2 days of being with you guys, this stuff is real and they are real. And it's like, it's incredible. It's a blessing. It's an honor to be out there. to have them communicate back. It's, you know.
Yeah. No, I think it's key too to have people from different walks of life, right? And different experiences throughout life, you know, and to have people, you know, you got to be, first of all, you got to be grounded, right? You can't run around and just say everything's Bigfoot. You just can't do that. That's one thing. I learned that very young into this, because I was just like, okay, I was more like, what is happening? Like, what is happening? Like, I couldn't believe the noise my woods were making. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, what is that? What is that? What is walking around at 11 o'clock and like snapping trees? I know my woods. You can't just walk out there. You know what I mean? There's no headlamps. There's no flashlights, you know?
So I got a quick question though for Ghost Girl. Ghost Girl, when you're in the woods and that, you know, being a fan, watching on, you know, on TV and what have you, now you're out in the woods. How would you explain, like, in just one or two words to the folks out there that finally being in these woods with us? And
It's real life. Being there was just,
big difference,
all
right?
I kept saying was like, you have to be here to like truly like feel it. Watching you guys do amazing shows, but to be there, there's no experience like it. You just have to at least do it once. Like I've had a permanent high since I've been on those grounds. It's, you know.
Yeah.
Now this is all
phenomenal.
within the Bridgewater Triangle, right? This
Yeah.
is all that ground is within the triangle.
Yeah. So that
that
area, I'm sorry not to cut you off. That area sometimes becomes debated. So since you brought it up, that area sometimes becomes debated because it's supposedly on the edge of the triangle. But my thing about the triangle is the name, and I'm grateful that they brought it up. Let's put it that way. I just don't think it was from somebody that's not from there, so they don't know there. So to me, if you name something, you know, the Plymouth Triangle, you know, maybe all of Plymouth should be in it. I'm just saying. That's just me. So that area, but you can make your point now, but I just wanted to point that out, that area is of debate because it's on the edge, is what they say.
So it's a neighbor.
Close
Listen,
enough.
energy travels.
Yeah, but it's
Right.
But my point is, and me and many other researchers have had this conversation about the triangle. The triangle should be much broader, you know. And again, if you're gonna name it after a town, you should probably have the whole town in there. That's just all I'm saying. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, I don't know. It's just kind of weird to me. But yeah, the energy there is, I think, was your point, Tim. Sorry.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, it's within that area. I don't think they were picking and choosing. I don't believe fences were involved or anything like that.
Yeah, right.
You know, in the naming,
Right.
it was probably within the scope of those boundaries. Those things were said. So this here, that there, and that there, and that's that. Yeah, and now we've got so many more things that have happened and have broadened that triangle. You know, is it maybe something to be talked about in the cryptid world, broadening the triangle, maybe? But I'm sure that when I believe Lauren had coined that term, I think it was Lauren Coleman.
Yes.
You know, it was probably within those parameters at that given time. And so today it's just take it for what it's worth. I say it's, you know, close enough. I wouldn't even consider it, you know, the energy is the thing.
Right.
You know?
And I don't consider it anything but, and it's like they say there's a lot of UFOs that are there, right? A lot of sightings in the Bridgewater Triangle. I'm like, well, how the heck do you think the UFO got there? Just came straight down to the triangle? No. So he comes in and out of the triangle, don't he? I mean, there's a good chance, right? I mean, there's probably a good chance he flew on one side, hit the triangle, everybody saw it, and he flew to the other side. And then they saw it somewhere else. So settle down. You know what I mean? But so that's my point. And again, I'm grateful that it was even talked about.
Right.
And I'm grateful that I happened to purchase a home, you know, in it. You know what I mean? And grateful I've had my experiences. And the beautiful part about this area research, Brandy, and you didn't get a chance to get over to the property, but that we got to the research area that we're in, that you stood in, because of my property and following structures and following activity, and reading a map and trying to figure out ways they would get to different places. And we went to like 5 places before we got to there. I kept saying, we got to get into that. We got to get into there. And I think dude, just pull right in. I'm like, I don't know if we can do that. You know, remember that conversation, Woj? You know what I mean? Like when we were kind of picking it apart.
Yeah.
So, and my thing is this. During that investigation, I saw two things change, right? Well, I saw a new person come in. Well, you know, I ask this question I'm sorry, I'm jumping around a little bit. Damien has a question. I don't want to be remiss here. How much does the location energy differ from ghost hunting to sassy hunting? Since your energy is alien to the area, does it rub off kind of like goosebumps type of feeling, Brandy?
Yeah, it was definitely a different experience because of the nature of it and the beings that are around. It was definitely way different, Damien.
Yeah, and Claude asked about
I have to say, actually, it was more intense than the paranormal.
Do you think that's because, and I feel the same way, you got me asking a question now. Do you think that's because it's of the earth and of the spiritual world?
Absolutely.
Yeah, because I could kind of feel both, right? You feel it in your feet as much as you can feel it in your heart and soul. I mean, it's just, it covers all boundaries, I guess, and all elements of your body. Everybody has to remember one thing. A proven scientific fact is that we are energy. That's a proven scientific fact. That's just no doubt about it. I mean, we carry electricity with us. It's just the way it is.
How we work.
I'm sorry, say again?
That's how we work.
100%.
Firing.
I mean, you can see Eric doesn't have much of it right now, but you know what I mean? He just kind of sitting
110, 25, 205, 207, 112.
Yeah, 220 V, yeah. But you know, we have to understand that, and it's perfectly plausible that we're dealing with an entity or creature or a primitive human or whatever that's on a different frequency. And I don't think that's a crazy thing to say. You know what I mean? So when you're on a different frequency, much like a psychic or a medium, whether you believe or not, I've experienced them, I believe. And that's up to you to determine that for yourself. They operate off of different frequencies. Sensitive people like Brandy and I, we operate off of different frequencies. Why can't a primitive human being operate off a different frequency and have different abilities? So that's kind of like the woo that we talked about last week, and it's the same thing here. And like Brandy just brought up, you know, it's palatable. You could feel it in every different way, and I agree with that. And even Wojo, someone that doesn't have those sensitivities, has gone there and said, "Oh, the energy's different today," and everybody's heard him say that right on YouTube Live. So it's not that's, you know, I'm gonna get Eric involved here because he's sitting back chilling. Is he awake? Oh, there he is. Someone hold a mirror under his nose, please. Yeah, but for somebody that's you know, talked about Bigfoot, and Claude, I'll get to that answer in a second because I'm kind of the one that's been in the triangle probably the most and can answer that for you, brother. Do you feel a different energy or same energy when you're looking for a flesh and blood Bigfoot type creature or whatever the case might be? I'm just saying, I'm not telling you what you believe. I'm just saying if that, you know, that you go out to your house and wherever you guys go and you go out to your area, when you go out there and then you come to this area, is it a different energy or is it just another day in the office? Like, how does that feel to you?
Does?
You, Eric.
Yeah.
Did you get that mirror? Didn't somebody get the mirror? Where's the mirror? Where's the mirror?
Hey, Rich, can you like put on the closed caption so that they can read it?
All it's gonna say is WTF.
It's about the same for me. There were definitely some different things out there, but the energy wise, I think the only time that I really have felt that is when I actually saw it.
You saw when you first when
I saw mine.
Your
that's how I knew something was around.
But how was the energy?
The energy was a lot higher that day.
Do you mean excitement energy, or do you mean like you felt something like?
Felt something.
Oh, interesting.
Felt the energy. The excitement came after.
Right.
But there was definitely a change in the air when I saw mine.
Oh, that's very interesting.
More like a high alert, like there's so much like you're seeing.
Yeah.
And you're like this. Hey, check this out. Check this out. Yeah.
Yeah, it was almost like a 6 or 7 sense kicked in, and it was like something was there, something was off, but you could feel it,
Yeah.
or at least I could.
Interesting. Yeah, see, I didn't expect that coming from you. That's cool. So, no, I'm being honest. You know what I mean? I mean, you got to look at because to see from other people's
You know,
perspective.
I mean,
crazy.
Tim and I have gone out and we've had a lot of things happen, a lot of encounters happen, but you know, I don't know if the energy level had changed on that. It really changed when we saw it. We saw it in October Mountain. Yeah, I had a change there, but when I saw it in Savoy is when I really felt the energy.
Wow.
You know,
That's
and
awesome.
then afterwards it was excitement energy, but.
So let's.
Also, I'm sorry, Rich. Also, too, Rich,
Yeah.
is that it just proves that these folks, I mean, all of us really, with this energy, it doesn't matter, rain, snow, or shine.
Yeah, like no matter who you are.
Yeah, and like Tim told us a long time ago, you see more, like a lot going on while it's raining out. You know.
That rain brought some stuff around for us. That's for sure.
Every time that we've had an encounter,
it's been rain.
It's rained.
Yeah, I remember that conversation. To answer Claude's question, I have not seen the actual campfires they talk about in the triangle, but I have seen the lights, the orbs in the triangle. Yeah, I've seen the orbs and they disappear and they dance around, and yeah, it's pretty spooky, man. I've seen that with a long pathway with it has like a canopy about 7 feet high of these trees that come over the path like this, and it's like a tunnel. You could look right to the horizon. I don't know how far away. You just keep walking and the horizon gets further away. And I remember it was right around dusk and I could see them doing this little dance. And I'm like, oh my God. And I've heard the Native American drums in the triangle. That was pretty freaky. That was like,
That's
wait,
cool.
what? I'm like
That's
in the middle of nowhere and I'm like, wait, what is that? And then you listen and you can't hear the rhythm at first. You can only hear the noise. And then you stop and really focus and you hear.
I actually think I heard that the first time I was with you guys. I kept saying, I'm hearing this like drumming noise.
Yeah. And I've heard it at my house before too. As a matter of fact, my house has a lot of that energy there as well. So, pretty.
I don't want to. You know, Eric and I were working on the Appalachian Trail one day.
Oh boy,
in Connecticut, and when he could fog a mirror, and we had off in the distance, we heard drumming, and as we kept hiking and hiking and hiking, this noise got close, louder, closer, and it was this dude out there with dreads, and he was, boom, 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 doing his thing, way off, sitting on Race Mountain in Connecticut, and he was by himself, completely by himself, carried all these drums up there. It looked like a Sherpa with all these drums.
Really?
So he was up there doodly doo, all this stuff. And me and Eric are like, what is going on? This is out, we're in, there's nothing going on. And then we ran across this guy, and we used to work on the trail. So, I mean, stranger things have happened, and I'm just putting it out there. It's just not that they weren't whatever you're hearing. I'm just saying sometimes it's people in the woods.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes it's just people in the woods.
Sometimes. It was a trip. It was just you hear this beat in the woods, and it was just like, well, this is strange, and we're thinking all kinds of weird stuff. UFOs coming down or the gray.
Mm-hmm.
It was.
Can I answer D-Hood's question?
Yeah.
You asked me what affected me the most while I was there.
Wow. Okay.
What
is that?
I was zapped, like real good.
She feels she was zapped. Everybody.
Yeah.
Do we need zapped music?
I think that was like the most intense experience out there. Just the feeling of actually being stabbed.
Go ahead, Brandy.
In the back.
Everybody, how you was zapped? Go ahead, Brandy.
And then just the pressure on the head and my body, where I was just kind of numb, and I almost wanted to go to my knees. And then I noticed looking around, there was a lot of like markings and stuff with the asterisks.
By markings, do you mean glyphs on the ground?
The glyphs, yes.
Yes.
Glyphs.
I remember you pointing them out to us. And
yeah, the X's were intense. There were.
Yes,
did it affect your energy after you left the woods?
Yeah.
Did you feel it?
Yeah, it was with me for a few days.
Yeah, and
It's
Chet
still
Nichols
actually, I
says
think, with me. I'm still recovering from all the intense
it,
investigation.
it is so odd. Well, you know, you get those ones that are just crazy, right? Today was kind of chill, but still really good, hot, you know, boots on the ground research, right? And that's the difference, right? And then you get those ones that are boots on the ground research everybody's on in rhythm, everybody's in tune with each other, everybody's working together to get to the common goal. And that's some of the things like I brought up in the opening too was, you know, all of us just really, 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 really like bonded in a sense as researchers.
Oh,
and
yeah,
and
definitely.
we're very open-minded to talk and teach and explore and open our minds. And I got to say two things I was going to say earlier that I noticed bringing up this topic in this conversation and feeling calm, like Chet Nichols says, we feel totally calm in our area. I'm very excitable, so it's hard for me ever to really feel calm. I don't know if you guys notice that, but I know what Chet's saying as far as feeling safe in a sense that we're okay. You know what I mean? But I got to say the two things I really noticed, because I hadn't been out with Brandy before. Obviously, she's new at this and this portion of it, but a great researcher nonetheless. So, you know, talking like Jean Tewksbury and stuff, watching the things she does to research, and then, you know, watching like what Brandy brings to the table. And you know, you could research in many different ways, right? Or many different things and in many different ways. You know what I mean? So we all researched very well together. But the two things I really liked the most, I had never seen Tim smile that much. I had never seen Tim willingly kind of debate his own kind of mind in a sense too. And open it, kind of like your mind opened a little bit further that day, Tim. I thought that was really awesome. And then to watch Eric not just wait for us to point things out or walk up to things, he was bringing us up to things and showing us as far as structures and
We were a good team out there.
Yeah, and
Good team.
well, I just think that we felt so loose and away from judgment, and we were completely free of any ridicule or anything like that we deal with in all our fields that we do, all our fields of research that we do. I think we all knew that we were just in a complete comfort zone, you know.
I learned so much from Tim. It was incredible. I mean, the knowledge that I have about trees and everything now is just
like what? Like what'd you learn from Tim?
You're going to put her on a
nature.
test? I didn't tell you there was going to be a test. My bad.
Hang on. We're going to find out what you learned from Tim.
You're funny.
The trees.
I think we were talking.
No, we were talking about how you say, like, when a branch comes off and the way it grows.
Right, the
bend of
L-shaped
the
trees.
tree, I always thought it was just a tree growing like that, but I didn't know it was basically like new life from a broken branch.
Right.
Yeah, I love that stuff though. Go ahead, Tim.
You'll get, and after I showed it to you, how many more do we see?
Oh, a lot.
Right. So once you know what you're looking for, you kind of pick it up and, okay, it's not so. I'm not saying I'm not downplaying it or anything. What I'm saying is a fact, and this is how it works. We just got a wicked thunderstorm here. I don't know about that. That's a lake. Anyway, that's cool. So anyway, the tree. You got a tree on the hillside. It bends over in a storm. Now it's growing sideways. The tree end gets damaged in some way. The main trunk dies off, or the tree decides to shut that branch off, and then the first branch that comes up off of that leaning tree becomes the new trunk. And in 15 years, 20 years, as I showed you, that tree branch, the main tree that fell, now has a branch going straight up. This part rots off, becomes part of the ground, and you'll see a terminal scab right around it. It's a terminal end. Sometimes the rot, it's rotted out, and you'll see little bits of ends of it. But generally, the first branch takes off. Sometimes the second branch as well, and they'll take off, and it'll look like an L branch, and it's it's a Native American turn signal or something like that. Well, this tree is less than 60 years old, and I don't know what Native American tribe is up there bending these things like this, but that's what we're led to believe. And I'm just saying there's a natural occurrence to a lot of stuff, and it just puts, it's time in the seat. Time in the seat, getting educated. Tom Wessels, guy up there in Antioch up in New Hampshire. Awesome guy, is a conservationist. Old history, trees, transformations, tree transformations from old growth to new growth back. So it's just a transitional forest. So much to learn out there. And that kind of gives you the foundation. So when you walk through those woods, you could say, oh, well, that's how that happened. That's not in the question mark anymore.
Mhm.
Oh, well, that's potentially how that. So you kind of just weed out the nonsense. And then you start to look at particulars.
Mhm.
And, there's 1,300 acres in my backyard here. Well, maybe a couple are going to blow down now, but
Easy,
yeah.
bro. Careful.
so I'm going to have X's and structures and not structures. I'm going to have tons of potential X's. And for me, it's which one is of value, which one is communication,
Mhm.
which one am I supposed to be looking at? That's how I'm looking at it. I am probably looking at it completely wrong. I'm not looking at it through a Bigfoot eyes or in that scope. I'm looking at it because I see it all the time. So for me, the X's have to be significant. Structures have to be significant.
Yep.
Meaning more than one potential, you'll get trees
Yeah.
that'll break and they'll fall. And I just had a 50-mile-an-hour wind gust out here. All those trees are blowing around like this.
Yep.
If one of those trees fall while the branch is like this, the next part goes like this, all of a sudden you've got an 8-inch tree that's woven into branches 8 feet high. How did that happen? Oh my gosh. I just had a 50-mile-an-hour, 60-mile-an-hour gust that could explain that.
Yep.
So it doesn't, my point is it has to be significant,
Mhm.
and I
Yeah.
have to be able to say, like when we had our Bigfoot experience in New York, I could tell you every mammal it wasn't,
Right.
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 So once you get to that point, you're explained everything away.
Mhm.
Now you're in the realm of holy crap. This is really potentially a Bigfoot. And I've taken twisted branches out of the woods and brought them home. We've had,
Yeah.
our eyes have been opened, probably more so since we've been working with you guys and listening to other people that you've brought on with
Mhm.
structures. So you just can't kick it to the curb because you're just taking that whole component out of research.
Right.
And there's too many people out there that do wood structures. They just want to throw sticks at me right now for saying I think that's weird.
Well, that
But
brings
it's
up
almost-
that brings up another
It's just like that
experience
tunnel.
with D Hoot's question that I was completely in shock when
Sticks at me. Sorry.
the cloaking. I actually witnessed cloaking with them, and that's where I explained, oh my God, have you seen Harry Potter? When he puts the cloak over and he disappears, that bubble that is created in the movie,
Mm.
that's what I saw surrounding Richie
Mm.
when I first went in that day.
Yep. I remember that
And I
conversation.
was like, did you see that? And he was like, yep. He feels it. That was intense for me. That was
I
like,
see it a lot.
I'm a believer. Like,
I-
it's right here.
I see it a lot in there, and so to answer that question too with Dihu and the energy being different from one side of the creek to the other,
Yeah.
and I think you could feel that. And like Eric was going to mention the tunnel, and then I have a question for both the Vogels real quick. What were you going to say about the tunnel, Eric?
Well, for me, I have a tough time with stick structures, like Tim was saying, because we've got so many of them. But that tunnel, for me, that was a tough one to look at and try to explain that, I mean, because they just don't fall and lock in place like that.
Yep.
I would have thought they would have, but that was a tunnel. There was no
Right.
doubt
Yeah.
about it.
That's
Right.
one of those things that we put in the significant, and it really puts you in like, all right, so this one we're going to look at a little closer,
So my question to both of you, now that you've discussed sticks a little bit, what do you think of the college?
That was nuts. Yeah, that was with all the pushing stuff, the broken trees, and
Yep.
yeah, that was, and you can't even say it was like a microburst because it was so random. A microburst takes out a section.
Yep.
And
Right.
that was,
Yeah, they were
there was
definitely
no
pulled
rhyme or
apart.
reason. Yeah, there was no directionals. There was just kind of went.
Oh,
You
this
know?
was built.
In different sizes.
Yep.
Yeah,
And like I had mentioned, in certain areas when you get really thick growth, you look at the environmental factor. There's a lot of pine trees, lack of sunlight, high root systems, water, things like that. They could be exposed to root rots, blights, things like that. But to have, the whole system would be shut down. You know what I mean? The whole place would be dying off, and there was plenty of good trees in there. You know what I mean? If it was a diseased area, I don't know how it's just hitting a certain few, but maybe I don't know. Maybe after a certain while, a disease pops in, and the trees that were prior to that, they're not affected. There's environmental factors, but I don't know. That was a weird place. It was a weird place.
Yeah.
Yes. And
It was different for sure.
Yeah.
There was a lot more activity in there now than the first time I went with you.
Yes.
I was there.
Yes, and that's the stuff and that's cool because that's the stuff. But that's the stuff you could see though, the changes in the place, and you have to understand to reiterate the fact that we're in there, and we know what the place looks like.
Yeah,
and we know where things should be and shouldn't be, right? And so when you see that change, and you were there 48 hours ago, and it was sunny and and no wind and everything else, and so weather automatically gets thrown out. Time gets thrown out, right? So you already know that wasn't there. So there. Now, mind you, in that area there that we were standing in at the college, there's another one called the university. One over my property we call the high school. So there's these certain areas, and someone, I forget who was on the live, said it best. It's like a deer trap. And when we're in there, you could see the deer scat all over the place. So the deer is still crossing through there. You know what I mean? And we lost
you could also see where it looked like there was one where they were corralling them into a certain section.
Oh yeah.
Where they were, where everything was kind of laid down, and they were, if you were a deer and you were pushing them, you'd push them right through this little tunnel area, a little squeezed in section.
Yep.
I noticed that when we were in there.
Yep. And if you start,
I think he's talking about Rich, the other side of the college, the moat.
Yeah.
Yeah, you remember it was wide, and it just narrowed right down,
Yeah.
And then you see the holly tree, and then and I told you, I go, you see where Tim and Richie
I
are,
remember the holly tree.
and then and I just said, check out where you are. What do you think of this? And then it's like fenced in, it's just one corridor.
like the
Yeah, it's
sleeping
almost
quarters?
like it
That's
was
what I call it.
purposely built that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
It gives a different perspective to structures, though, if you can, because people say, then what would the reason be? Well, food.
Yeah, that's me. I'm that guy.
Right.
I'm that guy.
I'm throwing sticks at you.
And
But if
we're talking, we're having a conversation.
Mhm.
That means we have to see it ourselves, or we have to hear it, right?
Right.
So we're not going to be able to hear a wood structure. I'm not going to be able to hear an X. So I have to be able to see it. So it has to be relevant to me in a Bigfoot world sense to mean something, whether it's stay away, go away, buy it, why, or whatever.
Right.
And if you don't know what you're looking at, for me, I could show you 10 of them out here. Didn't mean that it's not by a Bigfoot. What I'm saying is I just don't know. It has to be relevant. They have to be able to decipher which one is which.
Right. Right.
And there's got to be more than one.
Well, yeah.
Somebody, there has to be more than one Bigfoot,
But I think we've proven that.
Otherwise, what's the sense of having it?
But I think we've kind of proven that with the different shoe sizes, right? Right. So that
you got going.
Yeah, that we've well documented the different foot sizes. So, but it's very refreshing to hear that because this is the point that I'm trying to make as far as research. You guys have been doing this a lot longer than me. You know what I mean? And a lot longer than Wojo and Brandy. And, you know, to understand after all these years that the passion's there, that you're willing to kind of come down from where you've been comfortable, right? And to be open about it and say, hey, listen, you know, some things are changing for me. And some things are changing for me because I'm communicating with other researchers that have other beliefs or other theories, we'll call them, right? Not beliefs. Yep. Everything that we've done is based off of documentation. Everything that we've done is based off of hard work and in the woods. And every theory that we've come up with, and the biggest theory with the structures is a source of food, a way of hunting, a way of killing. And if you add that element to this, it's a whole different ball game. It's a whole different ball game because now it's not just a clan marker or over there's water or over there's a food path or a food source. Right. If you actually look at it as, oh my God, that could be something, how they're corralling, how they're trapping, how they're changing the direction of their food source, how they're making their food source stop and think while they get their legs broken and dragged off to be eaten. If you start thinking of it like that, because we all go to the grocery store, it becomes a different animal. Pun intended.
How about when we stood there and we saw those two prints overlooking the deer bedding?
That's crazy.
Right?
Yes, that's all right. Yeah. Yes, let me explain real quick.
The one where they slipped. It looks like they slipped off that
little log, right? Yeah, it was like a little like a log, a stick like this big in the compost, and there were these two heel marks side by side, like here. You can see that, and one had a little bit more of a
5
foot
inches
outline.
wide.
That's really cool.
And they were standing there, and right over you could see deer beds.
Yep.
Like they were just sitting there watching the deer beds, and that's the
the deer run that went by.
Yep.
To be honest, I if I'm a deer, I'm not going to let a Bigfoot get that close and watch me. Maybe if he popped in. I think it was there. Something was there. It definitely had tracks there. But in reality, I don't think it was watching the deer. It might have smelt them later on. I don't think a deer is going to give him that opportunity to be right there and say, hey, look at me.
Well, if they were plucking, they could be.
You know,
I was just going to say, you could be right, Brandy.
Yeah, they were right up on us, and we couldn't see them, but we could feel them.
I know, but where those tracks were, I was the guy up in the front checking out all the deer poop, saying, oh, here's some, here's some, here's some, here's some.
Yeah.
Well, on the farm, every time you got up a cow, they'd poop and pee, right? That's what they do. Every time a deer gets up just about, they're going to poop and pee. And that's what they do. So they're leaving a scent behind. And these probably just walked up, scared him off, and now they've left all this fresh scent, and now he's just checking it out. And that's why we got those two cool heel tracks.
Yeah.
I just, could be a whole nother situation. They could have been sitting there.
Yeah, but right.
But could have been sitting there checking them out.
No, I agree with what you're saying, but nevertheless, they were looking at those deer beds.
There's no doubt.
One way or the other, yeah.
Maybe they're looking at them and checking them out and all right, nothing's in there. Okay, I'm moving on to the next. Maybe that's
one way or the other. Something was there.
I would have done, because I would have body slammed him if I was a Bigfoot. That's deer. That's dinner.
Yeah, right.
In that thing,
people don't know.
And then you got exactly.
Yeah.
But the cool thing is too, Eric. Right?
You found the skull head just further down.
Yeah,
that's true. That's true.
But following those, you kept saying about the white sticks on the ground. Watching the compressions, it's like a trackway. Like we're following the trackway, and then you showed me, and then I just looked around, and then that's when I looked over the creek, and that's when we forgot completely about the granola bars.
Yeah, the wrapper.
So
yeah.
Again, it's just following the lead,
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Well,
one real quick thing, Claude. I believe there was documentation of it being a curse can't be really documented, but it was cursed because of what you said. The colonists were mean and nasty and all that stuff. So, plus the war. The war has a lot of bloodshed. King Philip's War. Oh, we lost Brand.
Man down.
Well, that's right, Jim. We got Brandy down on the floor. She's not much of a drinker, folks. She had herself a sip, and there she went. But what's up, Darren Doe? Welcome to the show. I just made a rhyme, and I didn't even know.
Hey, Darren, nice to meet you.
Yeah, no, he was on the live today, I believe. Thank you very much. I appreciate the compliment. The lives have been huge, right? Real quick, because we've been talking an awful lot about that CLOAK word, cloak. Something that I have not been able to get into in my head, kind of like the sticks and the structures and all that stuff. But again, I remain open-minded. I have had an experience that I've shared on this show with my daughter and I, and if she's still here, I could have her come tell you the story. Mind-blowing. And then, what the hell was that? Oh, was that you? Oh, and and then we get some footage on a game camera that I would like to share with the audience. And if Claude's still here, and I don't know if Chet's still here, and you know, if everybody can kind of give some input on this, it would be great. I'm not saying it's anything. I'm just
this is wicked interesting.
Something. It's something.
Has Tim seen this yet?
I don't know. It's interesting.
All right, I'm gonna give you the full version first. All right, I'm gonna give you the original, and then I cropped it so you can see exactly up close what's going on. All right, so here we go.
And have your headphones on if you have
get headphones on and listen closely, because the listening coinciding with what we're looking at. Now, mind you, the game camera's up about 8 feet on a tree, and it aims over a brook into this area where we've had a lot of noise, a lot of them around, and sounds. And it goes out, I don't know, what, a couple hundred feet or whatever. That's where we were standing, where the hail marks were, basically, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to play this right now, and I just want your input. Again, nobody's claiming anything. This is straight from our game camera. The date's right there. It's all timestamps. 4/17/26, I think 9:31 p.m., 44 degrees, right? So here, I'm going to bring it up. I'll try to make it as big as I can.
That's big.
Pay attention to the right-hand corner.
Upper right?
Upper right. Yeah.
Yeah, on the right-hand side.
Look for the glow.
3/4 of the way up.
Oh, yeah. What's that? Oh, yeah.
There it is. Right there. That's what gets you. Boom. It like hits you
There's
right in the
two.
stomach.
I see two.
Yeah.
One's in the branch. Yeah.
You not only hear it, but you
No.
see it move.
Well, just let it move to see if it's blinks or kind of gets.
Well, again,
It moves.
pay very close. No, that's not true. Pay close attention, everybody.
Yep.
Some eyeball.
Right there. Did you see it?
It doesn't blink. It just moves.
Nope.
Two of them.
Right there. Coming up. Right there.
Right there. Looks right at you.
Now watch.
Right.
Everybody sees that, right?
I see two bright lights right there. Two
Right.
bright objects.
No,
They
but
go to the right or
they
our
move,
right.
they move together, right?
Yes, they move together.
Yeah.
They move together. They're not two separate orbs. They
Right.
move together at the same time, and just as it crosses that branch, you watch the one on the
Yep.
left. It flickers.
Yeah. Like it blinks.
Almost like a
it's-
blink. Ready?
Yeah.
I didn't want to. Sorry.
Yeah.
I have a close up of this, everybody.
Looks down.
Yeah.
Almost.
Looks
It
up.
looks like, yeah.
Right here.
Yeah. Right there. That like.
You
just
see the
gets
blink?
you. Woo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Did you
didn't
see
see it blink.
You did see it?
He has seen.
All right.
It's
I'll do one.
certainly weird. It's
I'm gonna-
traveling in front of the tree in front of it. I mean, in back of it is like a darker shaded tree.
That's distance.
Right.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Something's
blink.
there.
And there's a width between them.
Yes, exactly. The width is huge, dude.
Thank you for bringing that up. Yep,
Thank
that's
you.
one
I
point.
was bringing up the close up, and then we're gonna discuss. So just everybody, just shut up.
What'd you
The
see?
width is definitely.
down, up, over, down, up, same distance,
Ah, that's
blink.
what the fuck.
Yep.
That's yeah.
This
I
is
believe it's cloaking.
we went there
at the same
today and
time.
we determined that it was 8.5 feet up, approximate. About 8.5. And we thought 7 at first, but then we realized that this branch in front of you is up way higher than what I thought originally.
Yeah, it's a saplings, you know.
And the fact that they move exactly at the same
Weird.
time, like
Yep.
it's not two things. It's
But
Looking
it's
up.
being.
but
That's
towards the
incredible.
end, it's
Look
like
at
a
that.
shadow on the
What?
left.
Front
On the
of
left
that.
side.
That's wow.
See that right there, right in between, with that. It's
Looking
right
over
eye
to
is towards the
side.
end.
Yep.
Watch it. It's like a shadow.
And watch, follow it all the way. It goes, it's moving intelligently. It seems like it's looking down, looking up.
Yep.
It's kind of just moving.
It's
Kinda
not sure about that camera.
Right, a little bob and weave,
Mhm.
right? So I just have trouble because I'm not of the cloaking party at this point in my life.
It's gotta be cloaking.
Even with
What
the
time
experience,
was this?
Yeah.
9:30 at night.
Yeah. That's intense.
Richie, can you zoom
Well,
out?
I was trying to figure out maybe someone had a headlamp and they're looking up and down like that, but there's no light and shadows created by a
No.
headlamp. You'd see it in the trees. You'd
No.
see a headlamp shadow.
Yeah,
You know
and
what I mean?
Right.
yeah, and unfortunately with this footage, because I went way in to superimpose it. I mean, I could have
Right.
done it at different distances and had 10 videos, right? And but I didn't. But if you look, even the one on the right, it almost has this little black circle in the middle, like off to the bottom left of it.
Mm.
It looks like it goes
That's
in front
incredible.
of the sapling.
Right.
I don't know. See, look, the one on the left is key because there is a flicker that's like a blink.
Yeah, it
Right.
looks like it goes in front of that sapling.
You know, it goes. I think I think it's behind it and it goes between them. It's a between look, as opposed to.
Huh.
The longer you look, you can see a shadow around the eyes.
Yeah, I saw-
Again,
I've
that
seen
bubble, like I
something around
try
there.
to say, that like shadowy bubble, that like cloaking.
Because believe it or not, there's like a little
Watch
pixelation.
the top of that. You can see something on the top of the eyes where like
I
a
mean-
forehead would be. It changes like a shadow.
They don't move. They stay the same distance apart, and
That's huge.
yeah, that's huge.
That's a huge point. So I'll go back to the original one more time because this is to me. Oh, where'd it go? There it is.
Good find.
Look at that.
Good.
Look at that.
That's incredible.
They're moving up
I
and
guess
down.
you'd really
Okay.
have to find
Yeah.
out what that distance is.
Just right of the eyes.
Yeah, that to me it looks large. It looks like you've got if you stop it right there, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 branches
Right.
that are coming up within that scope of eyes. Granted, distance could do
That's
that.
pretty wide.
Okay, Richie,
It's a pretty big head.
Yeah,
Richie.
it's pretty.
So in the far right corner, okay, I know it's dark, but it's a big, thick pine tree, right, Rich?
Yeah.
Can we agree?
Yeah. Off to the very far right of the frame.
All right, and then that's when, we saw that. Matt found this big compression,
Yep.
and it's right. It's like right where that is, right there.
And we ran the EMF and the Geiger in there and got readings.
The only other thing I could say is that it seems, let's say, thickly settled in there with branches, and I see no other movement. Even if it was cloaked, you would think that there would be movement. If he's wearing the shroud of Gorham or whatever, and he goes in there and you brush up against a branch, the branch would move.
Right.
I'm not seeing it. It's almost like 2 micro orbs or something.
But
Or fairies or something.
again,
I'm not even going to go with a fairy. I would
No.
say 2 white orbs. But I don't know how to
They're
get
so
that.
in sync. That's what's
yeah, that
Making
same
it, yeah.
distance and move at the same time. So that's for me with all the orbs I've ever seen in my life and recorded and documented. I've never seen them in synchronicity.
It seems like it's
Yeah,
going.
that's
Oh, sorry, good.
synchronized.
But it seems like as it goes up and down towards the end, as it's moving, because don't forget the it kind of like the eyes or whatever we're looking at, it's kind of a little bit on a slant
Right.
towards the end, and
Yeah.
it looks like it's pulling away right there.
So where does it go from here? Where does it terminate? Does it just disappear?
Well, that's the hard part is that when you get these videos, you request them from the satellite because it's a satellite setup. So you only get 15 seconds.
Right.
And I'm trying to find a way to get more time of it on it. You know what I
I
mean?
see.
Because it snaps a shot and then you request a video because it's satellite.
Yeah.
It's not just recording to movement, which sucks because I would have loved to have seen 30 seconds of it. But you know,
Right.
we're sticking with the program with the camera. It's not something that I've ever been
It's
big
picked
on.
up some anomalies for sure.
Yep.
I have
Something.
just because of the space. It seems like I have a hard time with eyes, and the cloaking piece because there's nothing else moving. But I don't know if that means anything. You know.
But I think if you go into the Vogel's Messenger, the video's in there, and if you take it and widen it and bring it closer to the screen, Tim, and just look at the ground and stare.
Right.
And for me, I've been over this video about approximately 150 times.
Yeah.
And different various types of colors and contrast, saturations, and there's different things you can move too close and get pixelated everything, or you can move it. Like where it is, and if you watch, you can actually see flickers of shadow.
Right.
I can, especially above the head.
Well, I mirrored this on my 65-inch TV, and I had it zoomed all the way.
Yeah.
I had it like at different angle zooms of the picture, and I'll tell you, very closely, you can see alterations like a shadow of some sort. I can't explain it.
It looked like there's something like he was saying that a pine tree off to the right. There's almost movement. So if you go in and kind of pick through this video, it's in the Vogel Brothers Messenger. You could check it out yourself and look. And I've looked to the left side and the right side and the downside and the upside. Like every bit of this frame, I've picked apart completely. And but
that was pretty
for
cool.
for me, there's not a lot there for anything else. The distance, the moving at the same time, the curiosity, the intellect. It's there, you know what I mean? Because you kind of got that like motion. You know what I mean?
As a spiritual person that works with the paranormal a lot and like entities and all that, when you look at this video, you don't only just see, I feel like I can feel the energy. I feel energy from like live videos and stuff. There's absolutely something there, like of another world, whatever it is. It's there. There's like no debugging that it's just light or something. It's something. It's a being.
You and I were talking quite a bit during the day, and you were picking up these other vibes that were out there. These could be the vibes that you were picking up.
I had a female, a Native American woman with me the whole time we were walking around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, maybe that's the energy they're producing, and you're capturing it on that video.
Yeah.
I just the whole I'm more in the camp of an orb, a micro orb, dust on a lens or something. But no, I get it. I would be more of an orb than I would a Bigfoot.
I'm not.
I'm not of the orb. I've never seen an orb like that in all the years that I've experienced, and I'm not on an orb. I'm not on
the orbs we saw were huge. I'm just saying these might be the micro orb.
Yeah.
In my experience, they don't move at the same time, and in my experience, you're dealing with a stationary lens that does not move. So to have any kind of reflection that's moving around like this and doing that,
they have to be doing it.
Yeah, it has to be done on the other side of it. So I agree. It's absolutely not an orb. I don't know. I'm not saying I know what it is. I'm just saying it fits all the criteria of the self-illuminating eyes that Wojo and I have experienced in the woods. It has the distance between the eyes that people talk about so frequently. Can I please say this?
It's certainly wild.
Well, what's the audience think? Are they commenting?
Put it out for a poll.
Well, I mean, I'm going to answer D-Roots because he says, well, it could be pixels, but really, you're talking, this whole picture,
right?
Everything is fine. Just when you watch just these, whatever we're looking at, it's not like it's quite pixelating, but it's just like it's like a shadow slash like cloak. I don't know. Like the what is it, Rich the Predator? You know, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the pixelation theory is, all theories are good theories, guys. This is
Exactly.
something we're not saying anything is scientific here. We're just saying, a lot of pixelation comes from movement.
Yeah.
So there's nothing moving it. It's moving. That's the difference. So when you're on my phone and you see pixelation, yeah, it could be connection, right? Which clearly we have a good connection because the picture's great here.
Exactly,
it could be movement. And there is a shadow on the right. There is a shadow on the right. I have seen that. So look into it a little bit further through Messenger. So anyways, it's a great discussion. It comes up in the cloaking theory, something that I'm not completely abound with. And I've had an experience of something running towards me and not being able to see it. Me and my daughter when she was like 15, 16, whatever it was. But that's an experience that I've had that I didn't share with anybody for a long time, but this show and all my new friends have helped me kind of come out of that and talk about it. So I'm not afraid of anybody's ridicule. You have to remember, I lost a son at birth, so there's nothing you can say that'll hurt my fucking feelings. Trust me. So that has helped me immensely. You know what I mean? So that has helped me so much to be able to share my thoughts and theories with people and not be afraid of that. I'm not afraid. So don't, that's not even a part of the topic.
That's what it's all about, is coming together and, giving our own opinion. Everybody's got a different opinion.
Right. And let's look on the side a little bit. Wojo's brother, Matt, seasoned 32-year investigator of the paranormal, not an orb. Claude, orbs are typically round, typically correct. Strange, they both seem to have corners like a rectangle. I checked, and even the height was about 8'6" high with no branches. That space, the branches are not around the area of the eyes. No, they're behind it. I don't know, Jason Bender. Hello, Jason Bender. Hello, Wisconsin. Have you told George Norrie about your sighting the Bigfoot Deluxe that talk about Bigfoot in Costa? I don't know if that's an advertisement or a question. Sorry, no disrespect. The Ohio Bigfoot researchers, Tim says that is eye glow that they do. Something that one of our guests come in May experienced. Renee Gayhart has experienced that, and I saw the video, and it looked exactly like Wojo and I saw, low to the ground, self-illuminating. I mean, I get low to the ground eye shine with a raccoon. I get that. It's low to the ground. This is not eye shine. It's self-illuminating. There was no lights on these things. They were looking right back at us, and that's the bottom line. That is reality.
I might have another possible theory. I'm just going to throw it out there. So take it for whatever it's worth. Here we go. So where that big tree is, you can see how the eyes are kind of like not perfectly straight, but just a little bit of an angle. But that I'm just wondering if they could be possibly out of the picture, but maybe like the eyes are reflecting on the screen. It's a possibility. I don't know.
Like
but it's on an angle where we can't see the body because he's maybe further out of the picture. Right. But he's in the angle where the eyes ray towards the angle of the camera. Right. Because the camera's like a parent, it's a panoramic view. And we're just seeing those glows moving while it's out of the picture.
The only thing in Bigfooting I think we haven't experienced is eye shine. We've had you run the gauntlet of what is out there that people have experienced. We've had a lot of experiences in over 20 years, just 20 years. So we've experienced a lot. I've never experienced the eye shine. I've seen it in other animals, different things like that. I'm not clueless. I understand that. I listen to other people that have seen it. They say it's self-illuminating, so I get that. But when they do see it, they generally say they're as big as reflectors, and they're red or sometimes green or yellowish.
Greenish yellow,
yeah, and that's a whole nother science project talking about eyes and eye shine. But these looked, to me, they looked really small. That's why I called it a micro orb. obviously it's not a fan of orbs. It's, you know, but these look small. And it, to me, it didn't fit the bill of large, reflective, or red, or something like that. Doesn't mean all Bigfoots have to have red eyes. I'm just saying if we're running consistency or patterns, I see more red and I think maybe green or yellowish in tones of eyes. I'm not going to say I've never heard it. I just didn't. It didn't strike a bell or a thing with me when I'm looking at two white dots going, you know, kind of like this. So and it just doesn't fit the bill with the, you know, self-illuminating red big eyes like your guy behind you. Using patterns and from what other people are saying. I'll just throw that out.
What I want to add, right, and well, how be Tim Gayhat, I know you're on here, and Richie, obviously, because we've seen the same thing, that as a whole, you see a big glow, but the closer they get, you're starting to see the dots, okay? I'm just saying that they're out of the picture. The glow is out there, but they're close enough where you can see, you know, those two dots, which is might be some sort of eyes. We don't know. Again, I'm not a professional when it comes to beams of the IR light. You know, I don't know if it's like a possible reflection at the camera to, you know, follow it the way it is. It's just weird.
It's a stationary camera. Richie's got that nailed. You know, I mean, it's a stationary camera looking out, and there's two things out there. So they're emitting the light. That's a given. It's just really small white lights is what I'm looking at, as opposed to, you know, reflector-looking red eyes. And that's when I've heard people talk about eye shine, and Bigfoot in particular, large red or greenish eyes, something to that effect. I haven't seen that. Not knocking it. I'm just saying. That's
right. I'm going to help you with that right now because I have seen all the above. I've seen the white. I've seen yellow and green. Definitely, yellow and green was the one I saw the most of. That yellow green. I call it a hue. And then the big red ones that I talked about. Those were the only time I saw the red. I seen other ones that look red, but it could have been, you know, my eyes playing with me. I don't know.
Color is all light.
Yeah,
and
those ones.
Emitting it, it's going to be emitting that color.
Those ones were different. The ones I saw
round.
What's that?
Yeah, the ones that we're looking at aren't round. That's kind of throwing me off. They're there.
That's what I'm saying. It might be on an angle that it's not dead on.
Do they have to be round?
Right.
Why do they have to be round? Why?
Well, why would they be on an angle or a rectangle?
I mean, my eyes aren't round.
Your eyes aren't.
My eyes aren't round.
Just from reports, you know, large, round, red eyes.
I think round is a general term.
Plenty of people have seen the Bigfoot right there, and they got big round eyes, and you know. So I'm not gonna, you know.
I'm stuck. I'm gonna be honest. I'm stuck. I've seen it 150 times about, and I just every time I look at it, I'm like, what in the is this? Like I'm just stuck. I'm stuck. That's what I'm saying is I'm stuck. So that's why
that's fine. You're a researcher. Yeah. You're supposed to be stuck. That's what keeps you going, right? So it doesn't always have to have an answer. I'm just saying, to me, I'm not seeing big red, Bigfooty eyes. And they seemed little white. I called them micro orbs before I even knew what I was looking at. Right. And that's kind of what I thought.
But are we only seeing a section of the eye? Are we seeing the whole eye? I mean,
I have no.
Well, you know what I mean? Like, do I zoom in and I lose
until you have the film looked at, you know,
I think
you
you're
won't
seeing
know.
a section of the eye, Richie.
I mean, that's what I'm stuck
Or
on.
just the light.
Or do we think that the light, how light reflects off a camera?
You know, also, if we're talking cloaking is disguising. We're seeing through this thing. I don't know if it's, you know, like a mirror reflecting cloaking, or if it's, you know, translucent hair. You know, if it's a Bigfoot, they talk. I just, you know, it was Charlie Raymond down in Kentucky. We're just having a conversation on his show about translucent hair and cloaking and things like that. How hair refraction and light refraction and blah blah blah. You're looking straight through this thing at the trees behind it as well. So I don't know what the cloaking means or the definition of it is,
Right.
but you're clearly seeing between these things, I believe. And so I don't know if cloaking is the right word. I don't know.
Right,
I
right.
think you got two white things that are really
right.
mystifying.
No, right. I got wait, because with what you guys are saying right now, you got my researcher brain going. Are we sitting there? Is something staring at the camera, cloaked out, and then the IR light comes on, and actually makes it into a reflective and not a self-illuminating? Because why would it self-illuminate if it was trying to hide?
Right.
So maybe the IR light turned it into animal shine as opposed to what it's used to doing, and changes the color and the shape and everything else of the eye. Think about it. Like it's just sitting there thinking it's safe. And then all of a sudden it gets hit with IR.
It looks like it thinks it's safe.
Anything
Like
is
it's
possible.
not even noticing the camera. It's just watching around it.
That's
Well,
an
the
interesting
pattern of
point.
the eye movement shows quizzical, like what the
Yeah.
hell was that?
Yeah.
Right.
I get that, but I'm
Just
looking
chilling,
between the
meditate.
eyes. I'm looking straight between them
And seeing the tree.
and seeing a tree.
Right.
So I don't understand the cloaking
I don't
component. If it's
That's what I was saying
if
when it
it's
looked like
hiding
the
and
eyes.
disguising, it's ghost girl. You're gonna have a ghost. You put your sheet on. You got something in front of you. You're hiding. You're cloaking.
Right.
I don't know. I'm just putting it out there.
No,
You know,
that's why we're
there's
throwing
other guys
everything out there.
in this world that are going to be watching this video saying, dude, you can see right through it. What about that? And I'm like, well, yeah, you can.
But what do we really know about a cloaking Bigfoot? Has everyone ever
We
been...
have no idea.
Right. So
No,
we don't
no
know
idea.
if they're see-through or not.
Right.
Yeah.
No idea.
So
How does
in
it
my
go from
book,
one
That's
I
what
think
makes it
you got
exciting. The
very
mystery.
compelling, weird light that is,
Exactly.
the camera brought.
Oh, Joe, F you in this camera, you jerk. I told you not to put one out there.
I thought it's
awesome.
perfect.
I'm going to put out 5 more. How's that?
That's what you
Ugh.
need.
Should.
See, it brings
This
in
is why you want to
question.
put them out, you know?
Hey,
Because you
Wait,
find
I
things like this that really opens your eyes to it.
All right, time out real quick. Bree,
I
happy
believe in the
birthday
camera.
to 6-year-old baby boy. Happy birthday.
happy birthday.
What's his name? We'll give him a shout out. Let's go. Damien wants to see it again now. See, we talked about it enough. They want to see it again. All right.
Spidey boy.
You want to see it? It's Spidey boy. Happy birthday,
Have him
Spidey
go
boy.
to your
Mighty boy.
Let's see.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, have them go to your page.
TKB.
TKP.
Holy cow. Look at all that crazy Bigfoot people in one place. Hey, all.
All right, so hold on.
Oh, TKB.
TKP.
Wait, TKB's here. Wait a minute. Stop. You're right. I'm thinking the same thing, Wojo.
Yes.
Stop that shit. We're like boyfriend and girlfriend.
No shit. Thanks,
Okay.
girlfriend.
Oh, hey, girl.
Hey.
All right.
Middle-ish, rightish.
No.
Dude, it flickers right there. I'm telling you, it flickers right there. Wojo to sing now. Happy
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to
Happy
you.
birthday to you.
Happy birthday,
Hey, dear Brandon. Happy birthday to you.
That was awful.
Thank you.
Thank you very little.
Thank you very little. TKB, you
Welcome,
here?
Melissa.
I'm glad
All
you
right.
walked
That
in.
was awesome.
All right, time out.
That
This
was
is
a
from,
collector's edition. Collector's edition. Keep it.
I know that's going to end up in one of my promotions. I'm going to be pissed.
We'll probably find that at the Chama Fair Farm.
right, yeah.
Yep.
Hey, check out the
TKB.
CD.
Time out.
Right.
TKB. Tennessee, Kentucky, Bigfoot. Can you watch this? This is our game camera. I mean, our trail camera. 9:31 p.m. on the 17th, 44 degrees. And I want you to look at that little white. See the little white dot? I'm just going to get to the point. A little bit to the left of that skinny tree. I want you to watch that little white dot. And keep watching it. Wait a minute. Is that 2 white dots?
Careful.
Look at right. Flickers right there. Eric, can you see that?
It looks like it's blinking.
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see that blink.
The left one blinks.
No, that's 9:30 at night. We're not out there, dude. I mean, we've been out there, but no, this ain't us. This is coming to my phone. I looked at it, and then I sent for the video, and then Wojo called me and said, dude, did you see that video? I'm like, no,
Right,
you jerk.
Just for clarification for people looking at this, what's behind that? This is all woods behind it. There's no house, no road.
Nope.
There's no ambient traffic lights coming,
Nope.
nothing like this. Is all woods
Nothing.
behind it.
This is there's a
So
junkyard
this is
way over here off
Yeah.
to the right. It's in the total. This is
Yeah.
aimed. This is aimed basically where the huts are. The
right.
huts are about a half a mile from these dots, and they're directly behind it into the pitch black darkness. Rich, can you show
Yeah.
the whole clip? This is the whole
Well, I
clip.
was even going to go with like a spider web with a couple of drops of dew on it and floating through, and
Right, no.
But it-
This is the whole clip. This is
that doesn't go like that,
No.
you know.
Maybe
For
do the
everybody-
close up, Rich.
Shut
Yeah,
up.
and gravity doesn't let it do that.
Listen. F you, Wojo. No. All right. So to answer your question, this clip is what we get from our satellite camera. We're not
Right.
we have to request the clip. We got pictures taken, and because it's satellite, we have to push a button. It's through a subscription, and then they send you the clip of the photo that you want. So they give you a 15-second clip. This is what was sent to the phone when I requested a video of it, of my picture. So this is the picture that went off randomly. This went off by motion. And again, if you have your headset on, you can hear movement. We didn't talk about that part of this.
Okay.
Let me crank the
Yeah,
volume.
you can hear like the clicking or the knocking.
No, forget the knocking, man.
Yeah, forget the knocking.
Listen to you can hear leaves. If you have a headset, headphones, you can hear stuff moving in the leaves. Everybody, shh. What the hell's going on at that house? That's all I hear. So get on your own damn headphones and you can listen to it because I can't hear it here. But I can hear it on my phone when I'm listening to it.
Yeah.
I have daytime.
But the other cool thing is you say it's motion censored.
Correct.
So something
Set it off.
set it off.
Yes.
So
But
whatever
anything
your
can
range
set
is,
them off.
Rich, whatever your range is, you should be able to go back to that, almost find that, because you got a couple of marker trees right there. Boom, boom, boom. You could kind of pace it off and see what is in that general area. See if there was something, a footprint like the deer, that thing standing over the deer.
Yeah,
You
so
know?
we found that's what we were saying earlier. We found an impression in the leaves. This is an area that you guys stood in. This is right near those hail marks.
Oh, got it.
So it's right near the bedding area.
The
Right.
deer bed is off to
Yeah.
the right of that tree on the right side. It's off to
Yeah, it's about 50 yards away.
you maybe less.
That all makes sense now, don't it?
Yeah.
Can you
Yeah.
continue moving that thing? Just put it in motion again.
I can move it around all I want.
Go ahead.
That's
Yeah.
what I mean.
So I mean, it could have been standing there.
See, it looks
Alright.
down.
Because
it
I'm
looks
looking at the
up.
big pine tree in the middle, the dark pine tree, and it also has a white spot on it, but it's not moving.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Right in the middle of the screen, that big pine, the darker
yeah,
shade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
There's a
that's
white spot on it, but it's not moving with the rest of them.
I think that's a bud on a tree.
It is.
I've been in these
Come
woods
on, Tim,
before.
you know this.
So that pine tree is, if you just like go more to the right, about an inch on your screen, there's a little white dot there too, and it never moved. I've
What
been
gets you? It's so
watching.
in sync. That's what makes your brain like.
And well, that's what I'm saying. Now you can go back to that tree, find that dot, and you're going to be in the vicinity of these eyeballs. You're going to be able to see if something was physically there.
Yes, it's right near
Yeah.
water. The brook is right below the camera. The brook is
Yep.
right below the camera, TKB. The creek is below the bottom. Yes, Matt knows.
You'll have some impressions.
I
Did you
would love to.
smell anything while you were over there? Because it leaves an odor, definitely.
No, I mean, not always. Because I
Like
got to be
around the
honest.
footprints, it was
Yeah,
crazy.
no, but I got to be honest with. For years, when I investigated by myself, I never got an odor, and then with Wojo, I had my first odor. Looks like a sprite.
We had our first in
October.
October Mountain. Yeah,
Yeah.
we've had only the odor once.
TKB, are you seeing just one dot or two dots? Because I think a sprite wouldn't simultaneously move with two dots. If it was
Sprite?
one dot, yeah, it's a
Is
sprite.
that the term, Sprite? Yeah.
Yeah, if it was one dot, then I would be more.
No, this is 2.
Yeah. If you zoom in, there seems to be a dark line that runs through the center of both. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, that's significant.
Horizontal.
Now, the close-up I have, you have to understand, you lose something because you're or a watcher. That's what someone else said, by the way. I think maybe it was Matt. So because it's close, you lose a little bit, but you can see the dots. So, meaning you get more probably drag or pixelation.
Yeah, and there's shadow movement behind those dots moving as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like on the right, I don't know if it's just dark pixels and something is shadowing. So, in other words, those shadows should be the same. They shouldn't move, right?
That
The
looks
only
like it
thing
even
moving
moves its
should be
head.
those white things. And there is clearly black
tilt.
shadowing when that right one moves. You could see gray matter like
Look
disruption.
at that.
I'm seeing it.
It's like-
Yeah. The left eye,
Yeah.
which is,
Yeah, there's something
right.
like right
In the
there.
very top, you can see it change a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know if
It's
it's
sitting,
moving.
it's waiting for something.
pixelation.
That's what it's doing. It's waiting
Wow.
for dinner, probably.
It's.
You see how it gets darker right there? Right there.
I think if anything, you're dealing. If I'm gonna say, oh my god, I can't believe I'm gonna fucking say it. If you're dealing with a cloaking, the IR light surprised the eyes. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't think like cloaking. How can you cloak eyes, right? Maybe the self-illuminating. They can off and on, because to me that's more documented than anything. The self-illuminating eyes. I mean, we could talk about that all over the world, all over the country, wherever they're found, but to have them off, and then the IR light flashes and catches him because he's standing there cloaked, then his eyes would show up like this. That's what I'm seeing. That's what I'm thinking.
I think my eyes are going to fall out.
I think my ass is going to fall out.
Jesus. I mean, like Richie said, I mean, we watched it
I think
150
the big
times.
question is, why can I see between them and see in the background?
We don't know what they do when they cloak. You're
Yeah,
right.
you
I
can
get
see
your point.
you can see what's behind it. So
Right. Some of it's in front of it, just to be fair, but I can still
True,
see
right.
behind it.
Oh yeah, no, there's
Right.
definitely three-dimensional value to it, and it's right in between the bright little twigs and the darker ones in the back.
Approximately 8 feet.
We're thinking Bree approximately 8 feet.
Yeah. But like you said,
It's there.
Yeah, they're intellectual. They're looking. It's up. It's down. It's over. It's doing the thing that they talk about. It's doing the thing that they talk about. How many times has this been reported? How many times? How many times? It's been reported for the dawn of time that I've been around, 53 years. I know it looks more like 33. Thank you. So but just watch. Watch it. Goes down, goes up, down.
It's
up.
incredible. It's
Look at it.
great evidence.
Look at it. Look at it moving.
But it seems like light is like dragging from behind it or something. Like something else is
Maybe
moving.
the IR light catching
Right, it's like
eyes.
tracing. It's like leaving a tracer behind it.
Yes.
Listen,
Yes.
Yeah.
Listen. It's an insane piece of footage that should be talked about, because that very well, honestly, if we're gonna talk percentages, it's a toss-up. That literally could be a cloaking Bigfoot before your very eyes. I'm sorry. I don't
believe it is.
There's a possibility. The fact that there's even a possibility is insane.
Yes, it is.
I'm kind of like,
I need a minute.
I don't know what to think. I mean, we had a Geiger counter, and I went right towards the big pine tree that's dark to the far right, and it kind of goes up a hill and then comes down. It's like a little hump, and that meter just went right to the red for like maybe like 2 seconds, and I just couldn't believe I don't know. And then the compression was coming towards the camera where that tree is on the slope of a hill. I got 18, approximately 18 inches by like 8, a little over 8.
Compost, which would be fitting to the height that we determine around 8.5. TKB says he can see legs in that, and I wish he was here so he could draw it, because it's driving me freaking nuts. It should be noted that they're not the same size, at least from our perspective. Well, it should be noted too that again, we don't know nothing about a cloaking Bigfoot, and an IR light on a cloaking Bigfoot could give it eye shine as opposed to self-illumination. To me, that says a totally different thing, because I can hit Wojo in the eyes with a flashlight and his eyes will go almost skinny up and down, or wacky or wonky, or whenever they move, they can turn into a different shape. Whenever they blink, they can be a different shape. Listen, if anything, it's a very, very interesting piece of footage, and the most interesting thing that I've ever gotten off a stupid camera, Wojo.
Good job, Wojo.
Wojo, good work.
Master firebender.
Everybody, I just want everyone to know, yes, I did purchase this camera, and I want to thank this guy down here, Mr. Eric Vogel, for telling me to buy that. So that's Eric's idea.
Wow. F you, Eric Vogel.
F you, Eric. I'm just wondering now, okay, if Rich, I wonder that in the future, what we're going to probably do is maybe get 2 more.
Yeah.
And kind of have a cone, like a cone area. So where this camera is, you're going to probably like have another camera, maybe.
Exactly.
I don't know. Like
I said, all you got to do is
as a
catch the dumb
triangle.
The one who isn't looking, boom, there it is. It's the one you want.
Absolutely.
Or the one
Not the one who's looking.
Yeah, the one with the
just
broken
catch
foot.
the one he just his buddy pushed him and he fell over. That's the one you're gonna catch.
Can we bring this back to blood and flesh and blood for a moment, please?
Woo.
Can we?
Sure.
Okay.
Can we? Is everybody good with that? All right, good.
Absolutely.
It's still going to be cleaned up. Because, see, I'm true to my word. I kept the pine needles and everything on it. Right?
Awesome.
I'm going to flake it off with a paintbrush. And this is what was found that day during the investigation with these incredible researchers I had the privilege of researching with. We found what appears to be a mess in the mud. I would call it a trackway, but not a very neat and clean trackway. One went this way, 2 went that way, different sizes, 14 by 7, 12 by 6. Pretty amazing stuff that day. And the beautiful part was, one, if you watch the live, you'll see it. One went across the road and stepped right in the middle, and it was like an explosion of tan beige type colored. All right, Gene Tewksbury. Gene, I like you. You stop that stuff. Way to go, Eric. Cross, and you could tell by the weight when it landed, it splattered all the mud out. And and it was, that's the thing that I love. This is my theory on this, and I said it while we were on the live. This is heavy, by the way. That mud was hit directly straight down. There was no heel first toe. It was stepped off over by where those behind the college, right? There's a little bit of a height there, and it came off and went straight down. And it's the theory of how they walk, right, in a straight line. And when they land, when they're walking correctly on ground,
you could clearly see it by the cast off from the step.
Yes,
it was the cast off tells exactly how that step was placed.
No slippage though. Then that's my point. That the hips,
it came straight down.
Right, that the hips come out, boom, like this. Where where we're just like they're more like.
Well, we're heel toe type of a person. We're walking with our heel first, heel toe, heel toe.
Yep.
And this
That
here
was a
came.
clean frame.
It is.
How did that toe come out?
Yeah.
What?
How did that toe come out?
The toe? Right here.
Yeah.
I haven't looked at it yet. You told me not to. You told me to wait fucking years. Remember? You said you were like, wait 5 years before you clean it. You said, wait 5 years. I listened to the Vogels, okay? You said 5 years. My son has to be 10 before I could clean it. That's what you said, Mr. Camera Boy.
There you go.
No, I think.
But I will say this: we did go out. Oh, sorry.
Hey, I will say this: it was a cool trackway, although convoluted, a little messy. Those tracks.
It was well worth taking the track.
Those tracks in particular stood out because of the depth and the cast off. And it clearly showed a subsurface cast off, which was 2 different colors. You had the black humus mud on top, maybe, and then that clay sand base, maybe the clay on underneath. that came up as well.
Yes.
So it
That's
was
when
a
I
pretty
walked through the
deep-
water, right into the water. That
Yeah.
print, like,
Now I got a
incredible.
You
Four of them.
you could almost see the toe
Well-
marks in the front.
There's the
Right.
other
It
one.
was almost like
Well, I was about to tell you, Eric, that we went by today.
Didn't
Yep.
we take
You missed
pictures?
the first print. That was the real good one.
Yep.
That me and Richie walked by it, and my brother walked by this today, and those toes are still there.
Really?
Yeah, remember you said the print's still there. I actually did a 3D scan of it.
So that'll be awesome. So that hopefully that cast actually picked that print up.
So
And actually, Brandy took a picture of you peeling it up, and it looked awesome.
yeah, absolutely. And,
Yeah,
and
so just clean it off. Take your time, clean it off, and I bet you that'll come out really good.
when can I do that?
That's hydrocal, so that was
When
good. It was nice and thin.
When can I do that? When can I clean them?
You can start cleaning them anytime.
Yes! Yes! I said hallelujah! Oh, sorry.
Yeah, you can feel if it's dry or not.
Yeah, it's dry. Trust me. It's fucking
Yeah,
dry.
you can feel it. That's hydrocal, so that should be pretty dry.
And you're right, it smells. just for the record,
Probably.
it fucking stinks. There've been people that put out 24 in an area and couldn't get one picture of them. They had them in a grid, so nothing could get by them without a picture. Yes, and that's a camera. Gross. And that's a camera he's speaking of. And we've had one 30 yards from our gifting chair, and the food was gone and not one damn picture. Whoa, Joe.
Yeah,
Eric.
Just keep trying.
Eric
Like I
and
said,
Wojo.
you just got to get the dumb one.
that happens.
he's like, they can't
But
see
that's
me.
why you need more than one camera. That way there you got it on different angles.
Fucking Vogels. Please
Right.
stop.
And next
Yeah,
time we
you get
come
it
up,
on
we're going to take a
different-
camera and bury it in the ground, put some bark over it, and do one of these deals, and then get one upside down, top version. You're going to be all,
Yeah,
you know,
Rich.
That's weird. Has that man been in my bedroom? Crazy, man. Well, listen, I just want to do this to cap off an amazing investigation, because this is part of it, is sitting down and talking about it and sitting down and sharing. And now, Brandy had to go, but we get to come back to the house. And again, Jessica had the house looking mint, and we got pizza.
Oh, yeah.
And Tim, I recently found out. Well, thank you for the pizza, Tim. That's what I'm going to say. All right. I don't want to get any further than that. But yeah, thank you. So we had pizza and coffee, and I got to tell you, there was one time years ago I was stuck in a International Scout truck, right, 4-wheel drive, and we sat there for like 5 of us dudes rocking that thing, yelling pizza and beer, trying to get that thing unstuck, and the suction of the New Hampshire mud wouldn't let go. We had to get towed out eventually, but we walked 6 miles back home. And I don't drink. I didn't drink September 21st, 1997. But back then, the best flavor I ever had was pizza and beer that night when we got home. And I got to tell you, with a cold, rainy day full of excitement and chaos, that pizza and coffee was delicious, wasn't it? I heard someone say that I think it was Wojo, that really hit home. Did that hit the spot? Yeah. It hit the spot. Did it hit the spot? And we got to have a good conversation.
Amen.
Scared that Uber driver.
He was never coming back.
The funny thing is, we're eating pizza. Ghost Girl texts me. She's already like home, and she's already gone to bed. She was like,
"You goddamn rookie!"
Lot of energy.
No, we still have a 3-hour ride.
yeah, those boys had a 3-hour ride, man.
Oh, Rich, you know what? So we forgot to add about that audio of that camera. I'm sorry, just to back up a little bit on those eyes. You can hear in the background. You can hear footsteps going. You can hear the snaps. It's like heavy footsteps.
So if
something's walking.
So I want Eric and Tim have the video. I think Brandy does too at this point. Have the video. If you are part of the BanterWithRichieB Live Messenger crew, I will put that video in there, and you can listen to it as well, and you can hear the footsteps. So again, we are not gatekeepers. We've had the footage, and we wanted to make sure it was worthy enough to present to you. That's what we don't do. You know what I mean? We had a great time, Chet. Thank you for stopping by, man. You have a good evening too, my friend.
Thank you.
I can't wait to get you and James on the show as well, because I'm dying to hear about you guys' research, and excellent researcher, both of you. Thank you very much, Chet. So yeah, see you later, Claude. Nice security work today, Dehu. Yeah, Dehu kicked ass today, by the way. She's a moderator on the live, and we had some pretty nasty dudes come in. One where I kind of lost a little bit and might get hit with a monetization penalty, but I don't give a shit. He said some pretty shitty things to me, so I can be way shittier than you. Remember that. Oh, is the show over yet? But upon closing this evening, I'm gonna play our commercial again that Sam made. I think it's just that awesome, and I want to commend her for her work. And I'd say hard work, but she makes it look so easy, man. She just makes it look so easy. She's currently getting her diploma. Out in Vegas. I don't know exactly the time schedule of it. Does everyone on the show have
she just landed at 6:51, Rich.
She landed in Vegas. So she'll be getting her diploma. Does everyone here on their shows have their own channels? So I always promote, and I did at the beginning of the show, the Cobble Mountain Critter Festival by the Vogel brothers. Tim and Eric Vogel have the Cobble Mountain Critter Project. Yep. So I want you to go over and follow them on their Facebook page, Cobble, C-O-B-B-L-E, Mountain, cheapest. Festival, and make sure you follow them on that page, all right? And the Critter Project has a Facebook as well, right? Isn't that two separate?
True. Yeah.
So there's two separate Facebooks. One is the Cobble Mountain Critter Project. This all helps children get back out in the woods and relearn about wildlife and relearn about I say relearn because we've all forgotten this path, and it's sad. Too many kids, including mine, on screen doing different, things like that, as opposed to putting boots on and getting their ass out. Unlike Maddox, he gets his ass out, so he gets screen
Youth
time.
outdoor education.
Yes. So they're here to educate. So yes, great question. Please do that. And Brandy, where can they find you at?
You just find me on Facebook or Instagram. I'm building.
And are you on the Ghost Girl?
Yes. You'll see Ghost Girl.
Just see Ghost Girl, all right? Just see Ghost Girl. Just you know what, bro? How about you just Google her, bro? All right? I got you, Brandy. I got
Brandy
you.
Samson on Facebook.
Brandy, I got you. I got you, Brandy. I got you. Ohio Bigfoot Research is on YouTube. Everybody on the right side. Whenever you guys want to put it in your comments, your pages. Again, we're not gatekeepers. I will click the button. Everybody can see it. I share around here. I don't care about what anybody else does. That ain't what I do. And also on Facebook, Ohio Bigfoot Researchers. Please check them out. Damien, what do you got going on? Anything good? So going forward, is Ghost Girl cryptid converted, or will the new skills carry forward for future investigations? I think she's added it to her repertoire.
Yes, it's added.
Yeah, repertoire.
Yes, absolutely.
Dehu, you got to see the commercial one more time. Don't just walk off whenever you feel like it. This is our damn show, Dehu.
The Texas Twister. Here we go.
New Banter with RichiebB commercial by Sam Huntley, a.k.a. Sam's
Good morning.
Paranormal on YouTube.
Welcome to Banter with RichiebB Live.
Somewhere beyond the beaten path, beyond the whispers in the woods and the stories around the fire, lurks one of the greatest mysteries of our time, Bigfoot. For decades, legends have echoed through the forests, footprints left behind, sightings that defy logic, and questions that demand answers. But this isn't just folklore. This is a call to investigate, to explore, and to uncover the truth. Banter with RichiebB isn't just another show. It's a community, a movement, a hub for genuine research, real conversations, and boots-on-the-ground discovery. Every episode dives deep into evidence, expert interviews, field investigations, and the drive to seek what others say is impossible. If you believe in asking questions, if you're ready to get your boots dirty, and if you think the unknown deserves more than just a passing glance, then follow Banter with Richie B. Stay informed, stay sharp, and maybe, just maybe, be the one who finds the truth hiding in the trees.
I love you, baby Jack. I want you guys to keep climbing. I love you, Mama. Vogel's gonna get us out of here because that's what he does.
That's right. Nice meeting you all. Thank you for being on air. And yes, we are home of the phone. Let's go.
Keep climbing, baby. That's badass. I just love that, man. What that is just amazing. So we're gonna put that out there for everybody to share, and hopefully, please share it. Bring some awareness to what we're doing, what this movement's all about. This isn't just about research; it's about researching with you, with them, with all of us together, as you've seen here tonight. Not just a collaboration, but a family and a teamwork type mentality. Not afraid to say what's on your mind, not afraid to share what your beliefs or thoughts are. This is a complete safe zone from anybody shitting on your research or your theories and thoughts, your hypotheses, however you want to look at them. You are perfectly 100% safe here to share them. Doesn't mean the other guy has to believe or even like what you do. It's just, this is what we do, because you hear things and you go, oh shit, you just made me think of something. You saw it here tonight through conversation, through the quest for facts. You heard it here tonight. I had to stop and think. I went, oh my God, maybe that's it. Maybe that's a cloaked Bigfoot with an IR light that hit the eyes and they're not self-illuminating. Maybe that's the case. That happened here tonight through conversation with fellow researchers. That's what you should be doing. Get some other researchers in your area, open everybody's eyes together and hear them out. And that's how we're going to find the answers to these mysteries, you know? Again, I want to say thank you to Sam from Sam's Pretty Paranormal, not just Sam's from Sam's Pretty Paranormal, but our producer, damn it, and our family member. We love her very much. We're super excited for her. We want to congratulate her on her diploma. And we are the luckiest show on the planet to have her. Trust me. You've seen it right there, that commercial she made. I want to thank everybody on the side for being here tonight. Thank you for all your participation. This is your podcast as well, not just ours. Live when we're in the woods, that's your investigation too. Come look through our camera, put on your headphones, put it up on the 65-inch TV or whatever you got, and walk around with us and discover things with us. It's your discovery as well. I truly believe that, and I truly have told you that, and I've shown you that. So thank you to the Vogel brothers for being here. Follow the Cobble Mountain Critter Festival page. Get there right away. June 7th, 2025. Oh my God, it's approaching fast. What do we do?
50 days away.
I get to meet a bunch of researchers that I just love and respect. I'm just super pumped about that.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
Thank you guys.
Our legends.
Is there anything you want to say here? Like, what do you need? You guys need vendors? I've been watching advertising for that. You got an email you want to shut up?
For vendors. We can always use vendors.
Say the email again. Email.
You're going to send it to Eric at Wild.
All together.
Go ahead. Anyway, vendors. We're pretty full on speakers. I've got requests from all over the country for speakers. We're good with speakers, and that's awesome. It's awesome that people want to share their story like that. But we're heavy on speakers. I could use like somebody that makes fried dough, maybe some Italian ice.
Crafters, vendors.
That kind of stuff.
We've got an acoustic band coming in, so we've got some really cool things that are going to be there, but we can always use more vendors.
All right, so vendors, you've heard it there. Get over to that Facebook page. Tell your friends if they're vendors, New York area, Connecticut area.
And you're only going to get it through Wild Guide, through Eric. Everybody else is bullcrap out there. You'd be amazed at the scammers. Oh, sign up. They hijack our post. And if you're sharing our post out there, check it once in a while. Eric is the only one that's booking, that can do booking. Everybody else, they jump on and say, oh, we're still looking for vendors. They're scamming me. It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's like a full-time job just going through and
welcome to the big show, Vogels. Welcome to the big show. What is the email address? Wild Guide 2 at yahoo.com. So
Wild
the
guide,
wild
yeah.
guide. So the wild guide with no pants is the wrong one that I got an email from the other day.
That's a different one.
Oh, different one. Okay.
Yeah, that's a scammer.
You think- I thought.
That's
Of
after
course,
a
that was
couple of
me.
Cobble Mountain Critter Ales.
Yeah, I thought he was a wiener
Yeah,
vendor.
right.
I thought he was a wiener vendor.
Who knows? Maybe me and Rich might show up with some cowbells
All right,
and
let's
just more
bring it back.
cowbell.
All right, bro.
You never know what you're going to end up with.
Follow me on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Hit the like, subscribe, and notify so you know when we're going live, baby. All right, we are out of here. I love you, Mama. I love you, Mama. I love you, baby Jack. Thank you so much for everything.
See you, Brandy.
And Mojo, take us out of here. Brandy, thank you for
Bye,
being
guys.
here. Ghost Girl, you rock. Everybody have
Bye.
keep climbing. Mojo, get us out of here. It's nuts.
Hey, buy the merch, everybody. Thanks for being on here. We love yous. And hey, we are home.